Hmm. Okay, so I'm probably gonna say this often because I'm on Bad Girls Club really bad at the moment, but you might hear Bad Girls Club season 10 playing in the background. um, now you might be like, what the hell was just that? Another thing that I've been on bad lately, which I've been doing, like mentioning in a lot of videos, haven't even been doing a lot of videos about it, but mentioning in a lot of videos that have been filmed, but not, they'll be out by the time you see this video. Well, one of them will be, but I've been on Miss Netta bad lately too. So that whole meme when she's going around and she was crashing out on live, slamming shit down on the table as she's making her drink, I just felt like doing it. Let me move this out the way. So this is what I was talking about in one of my story times where I was like, it has 14%. I don't know where I got the number 14 fucking from. I do not know. I have no idea. This is 30%. You can't even, because it's backwards. It's going to be backwards on camera. But it is 30% alcohol. And I don't know where I got the number 14 from. I swear I don't. But yeah, that's what that is. So we got that. And don't ask me what time of the day it is. Don't ask me if I'm worried about my, if I'm, worried about my health. Go to the mukbangers. Is that the way you say it? Go to the people you be watching do mukbangs. Go to their channel to ask them if they're worried about their motherfucking health. And then come back to me. So I was going to put some of the most known mukbangers in a compilation and throw it in for this part of the video just to like be funny as a joke and prove my point. But I really don't feel like dealing with the possible backlash of that. So I'm not going to do it. I meant what I said, but I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to test the waters on that front. All right, back to the video. Okay. Then come back to me. I'm just saying. All right. Because it's not early. It's not. I don't know why I'm explaining myself. I don't have to explain myself. Whatever. But it's not that early. It is actually about to hit 12 o'clock.
Hey, I was just thinking, why wait for the weekend? It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
So, yeah. I've been up since 9. Okay. Now that I got the typical pleasantries, I hope that's how you say it. Now that I got our typical shit out the way, I did not post last week, which many people probably will not notice or not give a fuck, but I'm gonna talk about something really quickly. I'm about to do a Gabby head. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of like comedic shit and then talk about something sad and then go back into comedic shit. I'm gonna put a timestamp on the screen where you could skip over what I'm about to say and explain why I didn't post last week, and then that will get you straight into the story time. But I at least wanted to give some type of explanation. At times I can be overly ambitious, so I can literally be going through a mental breakdown and feel like I still want to film, I still want to do this, I still want to do that, and that could lead to a mental overload, at least for me. I don't know if other people go through that, but yeah, I think sometimes as people we are overly ambitious to the point where we want to keep going and going and going even though we need a break. And so I try to watch out for that because I'm that type of person. So let me see, last week, it's funny because I did a video or I did a story time last week, and I put in a disclaimer saying, how tired I was and how I still filmed anyway because I was overly ambitious. But I did that, and in the disclaimer I'm like, hey, that may not happen every time. I may not film even though I am tired and overworked or whatever. And literally this situation happens the following freaking week. It's crazy. But so I don't even know how I want to start this off. Since I was 13 or 13 about to be 14, I've had a bunny or a rabbit, I'll say rabbit, named Jackson. And he has been with me through everything. Obviously, I'm 21 years old now, and I've had that rabbit since, like I said, 13 or about to be 14 years old. And I got him during the time that shit started happening to me in school. And at this point, stuff was happening with my mom at home. Our relationship was getting totally, completely just out of hand in the worst way possible. And I say that to say, I'm not, like I said, one day I'll get into all that. But I was sitting on the couch one day, and we were allowed to have cats or dogs. We weren't allowed to have those type of animals, so we were only allowed to have small animals. I didn't want a hamster. I didn't want, a ferret or anything like that. If it came down to it, I would have got one of those. But I really wanted a rabbit. And so I had asked my mom, and this was obviously on the weekend. I don't remember if it was a Saturday or a Sunday, but I had asked her if I could get a rabbit. Actually, I might be able to look that up because I know what day he came home. So if I could look up what day, because it's in my backup. So if I could see what day that was, and or what year, because I write stuff down now. It was in 2021. When I first looked up April 9th, 2021, it fell on a Wednesday for what they showed me, which at first made sense because my mom was off every other Wednesday, so sometimes she would let me stay home. But then when I looked it up again, it popped up on a Friday, and that made sense as well because if my mom needed help going to the store, she would keep me home. And then also, if she was helping me out, like it was a you scratch my back, I scratch your back type of situation. You're going to help me out with these groceries, then yeah, I'll let you get your rabbit. So it all makes sense either one of those days. So I thought it fell on the weekend. Apparently it didn't, but my brain is a little bit foggy when it comes to the details because it was in 2021. We are now in 2025. So just give me a little bit of grace with that. But yeah. All right. Back to the video. I found that shit quick. And I'll put pictures up, but it was in 2021. And now I write special shit that happens to me that I feel like is special down in my notes, and I'll put the date, the time, the year. I'm very specific now, but back then I'll just write down the time or not the time, the date that it happened, and that was it. But I'm gonna try to make this quick. This is gonna be a little bit of a long story, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna try to make it as quick and as summarized as possible. Like I want it to be summarized and be quick but still explain where I'm trying to get at with this. So let me try to do this quick. Yeah, got him. Let me go actually ask my mom, and I really thought she was gonna say no because like I said, our relationship was not good at this point, and she was not looking to reward me. Like my mom was the type of person where if you're getting into it with her, you want to go to church, and she feels like that's a reward. She's not gonna let you go to church.
Oh wow.
Yeah, even if I wanted to go to church in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So I really thought she was gonna say no, but I don't know if she was in a good mood or she felt like, hey, maybe this will mellow her out. Maybe she'll stop giving me so much shit, because in her mind I was giving her shit at the time. But she was like, call your grandfather and see if he will take us to go get the rabbit. So I called him and he agreed, and then I called Petland, I believe it was Petland, and I asked him to hold the rabbit because I still have to get there and get him. And I think they did like a little bit of 15-minute wait. I don't know if they still do this, but if you call them and you ask them, do they have a certain animal and they have it, you could ask them to hold it for you until you get there. And then after that time, it's fair game. So we got there, I think maybe about 5 minutes after the time, and I was so worried he was going to be gone. But I got there, and he was just the smallest, cutest little thing that I have ever seen, and I fell in love with him right then and there. And I think my mom knew if I don't let her get this pet, she's gonna light the house on fucking fire with me in it. No jokes. So got Jackson, and I had him ever since, and he was with me through every single good thing and terrible thing I ever went through. And I like the idea that he was always there. Like even if, let's say I was gone for the weekend and I'm talking about now, because usually now I'm gone a lot more than I was back then. I like the fact that he was in my room, he was there, and you know, I had my sister here, so he would get fed and stuff. I want to make that clear. He would be taken care of, but I like the fact that he was here. He was here for me to come home to, and I think that's anybody with any of their pets, yeah, or anybody that has pets. And so he ended up like developing an ear infection, which caused his neck to tilt. And so I took him to the vet, and they told me that that was it. That was the only problem. Like, I thought I was gonna go there and get like a list of things that was wrong with him, because he had never been taken to the vet before. Like, literally, I didn't take him to the vet until I was 21 years old, and I've had him since I was 13, or 13 about to be 14. So I thought I was gonna get a list of problems, and no, they were like, he's pretty healthy. It's just this he just has an ear infection, and then also he might need to have his teeth looked at. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, that made me feel good, because like, I knew I took care of him, but to have somebody say, hey, look, these are the only two problems, that was good enough for me. So they gave me medicine, and the medicine that they gave me, I'll put it up on the screen, because I think I still have it, the bottle at least from it. It was not working. Like, his neck wasn't, you know, it was still tilting. I'm like, it's not working. Like, I was giving him this for a very long period of time, and I was not seeing no results. And so I took him back, because at this point, what happened was they gave me oral medication, which was for his mouth, and then they gave me something for his ears. And so he ended up his eyes started to look weird. Literally a couple of days after giving him his fucking medication, his eyes started to look weird. So I'm like, no, that's not okay. So I took him back. And they were like, well, what happened is he shook his ear medication into his eye, and it's not meant to go in there, which gave him an eye infection. So now he has an ear and an eye infection. And I'm thinking to myself, y'all knew that could happen, and y'all didn't do that. Like, they now wanted to give me a cone so he couldn't mess with his ears, and it couldn't, you know, get into his eye when he shook his ears. Because obviously he doesn't want anything in there that feels weird. And I'm like, y'all should have been gave me this cone. I don't even know if I have a picture of him in it, but I'll put it up here if I have it. They should have been gave me this. If y'all knew this could happen, why didn't y'all give me this cone to prevent that? So now we have two problems. So now I have to pay for eye medicine as well. So he's on the eye medicine, ear medicine, and, you know, he's on oral medication to help with his ears as well as the ear medication. That's a part of it. So I'm giving him that, and his eye, I do have pictures of his eye. Hopefully it's still, because I was sending it to the doctor. So I do not have any pictures of his eye or anything like that at this moment. Maybe I can get them at some point. Maybe they have them, but I do not have any pictures because they expired. Like I said that they possibly could have, because it's been more than 30 days. And in Text Now, if you have that app, you know that if you send it to them, or you send anybody anything, any type of photo, it expires after 30 days, which I fucking hate. So fuck you, Text Now. But yeah, I didn't want them having my actual phone number, so I sent photos to them through Text Now. And yeah, they are now expired, so I cannot even get them. But yeah, I don't have any photos from the situation as of now, which is really sad to me. But yeah, back to the video. Hopefully it still pops up, because after a while, certain apps, when you, like, after a while, the pictures won't pop up no more. They'll, like, expire. That's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, he had something on his eye, and it had to fall off. So eventually it did fall off. And then I took him back to his vet because his neck is still tilting. Like, cool. They're like, his eye is never going to look the same, which, fuck you. You guys could have prevented this, but whatever. They're like, he's never going to look the same, but it could, you know, he'll still be able to see out of it rather than us having to cut it out if we don't give him this medicine. So they're like, you know, that's better. So I'm like, okay, fine, I can deal with that. So his eye ends up getting better, the thing ends up falling off, but his neck is still tilting, which was the whole problem in the first place. He still has this active ear infection. So they switched his medicine. Instead of giving him this the ear medicine they were giving him, they were gonna switch it. So the eye medicine that he was getting, they were now gonna put it in his ear. I hope that made sense. But so that's what they did. So we switched it, and it works wonders. wonders. Like, he now was, his neck was no longer tilting, and his eye did look different, but like I said, he could still see out of it. It was better. The thing that was on his eye had came off, and he was doing a whole lot better. He was eating a whole lot more and everything. And then I had ran out of medicine, but at this point, he had been on medicine for approximately a month and a half, maybe 2 months. So I was like, we're gonna go give him some more medicine, but I wasn't in a rush to do it because he was better, if that makes sense. I wasn't in a rush to do it. But then literally the next day, his neck started tilting again. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm literally like, what the fuck? But then the next day after that, it was back to like normal state. So I'm like, I don't know what that was, whatever. So I go get him some more medicine. I'm giving it to him, but he's still very lethargic. Like, he's not like his neck is not tilting, his eye is fine, but like he's moving very like slowly. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So one day, this was because I came home on Saturday. And he had medicine all over his mouth, because obviously any animal that's getting medicine, they're not going to want to take it. I don't think that they're going to be very receptive to it at first. Even if they end up being receptive to it, they're not receptive to it at first. I hope I'm not spitting. Sorry if I am. But he would get it all over his mouth because he would move at first. So I gave him a bath because it was all over his mouth, and then I dried him and I put him in his cage. And his cage I didn't put any newspaper in his cage because I didn't want him to wet the newspaper up. He was still damp, not wet, but damp. So did that, and I didn't want him in the bathroom shivering cold. So I did that, and that could have been a mistake. I don't know, whatever the case is. But yeah, he was still moving slowly, but he was moving. And then Saturday night, I checked on him one last time before I ended up going to bed, because that's what I always do. I always check on him, especially with this, because he was, he was still sick, kind of. But he was moving. So I go to bed, and go to bed. I wake up because I was on my cycle. That might be TMI, but I was on my cycle, so I got up to take care of that. And then I got into bed, and I tried to go to sleep for 20 more minutes because I was going to have to get up and get ready for work. But I was also going to have to get up early to put newspaper in his cage. That was my plan. I'm going to put I'm going to put newspaper in his cage before I get up and go to work. I'm going to give him his medicine, the typical routine. And so I couldn't sleep because I'm the type of person where either it's going to take me a long time to go back to sleep, or I'm just not going to go back to sleep after I get woke up by anything. So I'm like, fuck it. I get up, I go over to his cage, and I shake the cage. He doesn't move. But he did that last night when I shook the cage. Like, when I went to check on him, I shook the cage. He didn't move, but I reached inside the cage and touched him, and he was breathing, and he moved a little bit. So I'm like, okay, this is what's happening. So I went inside the cage, and I touched him, and his eye is already messed up. So his eye being, like, wide open, like, messed up, didn't, like, do anything to me, because it was like that last night, and the night before that, and the night before that. So it didn't throw me off. But I touched him, and his body was just stiff. And that's what I do. And, like, this is like my son, literally. So imagine touching your son's body. I immediately got disgusted. I immediately just started to cry, because I do. Like, I do. And so I was on the phone with my boyfriend, and I called his name, and I wanted to make sure he heard me, because I did not want to repeat myself. I did not want to repeat the words to him, at least. I wanted to repeat it to one. Like, if I was going to tell you, I wanted to repeat it only one time. I didn't want to have to be, like, repeating this statement. And so he's like, yeah. I'm like, he's gone. Like, Jackson is gone. And he's like, let me see. So I go over there, and I'm literally, at this point, I did not look at, when I tell you, after I touched his body and I realized that, I never looked at his body again. I literally put the phone like this, and he sees. I call my sister, and I'm crying, and I tell her. And then after I get off the phone with her, I tell my mom. I actually had to wake my mom up. My mom was the type of person where, don't wake me up unless it's an emergency. But we both considered this an emergency. And yeah, it was just bad. I cried. Like, I don't cry about anything. Like, I'm the type of person where I have to be mentally overloaded with something to cry. Like, I really don't cry about anything. And this, I hope this doesn't sound fucked up. Like, I didn't even cry at my papa's funeral. And it's not because I didn't care about him. Like, I realized that in therapy, like, we react to situations very differently. Like, I didn't have to find my papa in his hospital bed, passed away. I'm pretty sure I would have cried if I found him like that. I found out the news after. And also, I kind of, once again, I hope this doesn't sound fucked up, but he had COVID. And he was progressively getting worse by the day. So I kind of saw it coming. Doesn't mean I wasn't sad. I just wasn't sad to the point where tears came out my face. Or, not my face, my eyes. But yeah, I just think I was disgusted that I had to touch his body, like he was gone. And then also, my papa got him for me. So maybe that was a thing. Like, that was the last thing that, or one of the last things I had of my grandfather. Because I don't have many things of him. I have, like, maybe 3 or 4 things of memories from him physically. And then I have pictures. But he wasn't really a picture type of person. So I have, like, what, maybe 3 pictures. So I think that was like, oh my gosh, he's gone. He got him for me. The connection there. And yeah, my sister called me back. She was like, well, cover him up and, you know, whatever. And so I didn't look at him. I threw a sheet over him and I didn't even look at, like, or not over him, well, over him, but over the cage. And then I scooted him into the living room. And yeah, my friend, Taylor had to come and get him out the cage. Taylor literally had to come and get him out the cage for me because I just could not do it. I was going to try to do it by myself, but I could not do it. And so I have not seen his body since that first moment. And now he's going to be cremated. So that happened. I think I filmed that video Tuesday. Filmed my last story time on Tuesday. Edited whatever the video. And then that went out on Saturday. And then, or that went out Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, whatever. And then went to bed, woke up to that on Saturday, my goodness, Sunday morning. And so, yeah, I was going to try to, like, film again on last Tuesday. And I was just like, no, you don't need to do that to yourself. I was mentally overloaded. And I still kind of am now. But I'm feeling a whole lot better. It's just so weird because I had an alarm. Because I have alarms for fucking everything. Either an alarm or a reminder. Because my brain is fucking, I forget things. That's why it's a whole bunch of voiceovers in these story times. You know, like, I forget things. So it's weird to have, I haven't turned my alarm off to feed him. Because, like, I'll have an alarm set to, like, remember to, I feed him in the morning before I leave. But, like, at night, I just have an alarm just to remind myself, just in case. But yeah, it's just hard to, like, it's a big empty space where his cage used to be. But I think I'm just gonna put his urn there. But yeah, that just mentally overloaded me, and that's why I did not post. So yeah, I just spent, well, no, half of that was me being funny with, like, the first 2 minutes was me being funny with Miss freaking Netta. But yeah, I just spent 20 minutes talking about that. But it was important. It was important to me to talk about that and get that off my chest. But I haven't even done the intro. I'm about to be like Gabby Head. I'm about to talk about a whole bunch of, like, fucking trauma type shit and then do the intro. But I should have did it before, but I forgot. Like, see, forget shit. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, let you guys know why I was gone. And now we can get into a more fun story time. We can get into a more fun type of situation, something I can kind of laugh at now. But let's do this intro. My Gabby Hannah shit. Let me see. I forgot how to. Hello, PoohBear Gang. It is Serenity, aka Ren, aka Rennie, aka Under Construction Clips and Under Construction. Woohoo! Hello, if you're new here. Which, people that skip forward to the timestamp, that's going to be the first thing you see. So, really, did I forget? Did I really forget? Alright. So, today's story time. I'm sorry. I'm in an apartment. I live next door to people. They just opened their door and it shook kind of my apartment. So I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, I'm very paranoid. Don't play with me. I probably should put my hair up because I'm always doing like this and it makes me look like to be a conceited girl or something. But it's just me fidgeting. That's just what I do. So if I keep doing it, I'll put my hair up. And if I don't like it, I'll take it down, whatever. But today's story time is, I mean, I don't know, story times like either cause me like major trauma to talk about or don't cause me that much trauma. Today, I don't know. I don't know what this one is gonna fucking do as I tell it. Because sometimes as I tell it, you know, you're reliving that memory. That shit might come back. But it obviously starts, like most of them do, in my seventh grade year. And I don't know if I said this before. I'm pretty sure I have said this before. But a lot of the people that I hang out with in this year, I had known previously since I was in 3rd grade, but we did not really hang out that much. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm not trying to hang out with you. I don't have no desire to hang out with you, anything like that. It's just we did not hang out that much. We had, get notifications, we had our different circles. But if I, you know, we would mesh together sometimes. So I'm not going to sit there and say I didn't hang out with this girl, because there's pictures, obviously I hung out with her, but we did not hang out 24/7 because she was not in that core group that I would hang out with 24/7. But to describe her, I'm gonna call her Anna. We're gonna call her Anna. Anna was best friend. It's like it's just funny because these girls that I talk about that I hang out with, like one of the girls, which we'll get into her at a later date. We might mention her a little bit, but we'll get into her at a later date because she one of the people that I'm like, fuck you if I see you on the street. You caused me so much trauma. But she was friends. Let me see. I think we could call her, let's call her Erica. I might change it, but we could call her Erica. Erica was friends with a girl that was more popular than her, if that makes sense. Like, boys wanted to be with her, and if they couldn't have her, she was a second choice. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because I hung out with the group of boys that girls wanted to be with, so I know. Like, I was a tomboy and they hung out with me and we were friends, and so they would tell me shit. She was not the first choice. And I'm not saying that to be mean. Once again, I'm saying it because this is how they thought. And that was the same way for Anna. Anna was that to Erica. Erica was the first choice at this point, and Anna was the second one. And so with that being said, that's who Anna was. And I don't remember how I started hanging out with some of these people consistently. I really don't. The most I can probably draw from that is I was looking for my place. If I haven't said that in any of these story times before, if you haven't kind of gathered that, at this point, I was looking for a friendship in people because I was actively losing people, especially people I had known since I was in 3rd grade. And so anybody that was from that time period that wanted to hang out with me, I was, oh, you want to hang out with me? Sure. Okay, fine, whatever. And I was going with the flow, and I put up with a lot more bullshit than I probably would have if I was in a better mind state. So yeah, we started to hang out. I don't remember how that happened, but we started to hang out, and like it always is, it was nice at first. And I think I said this in the first story time I ever posted. I met Tori, because Tori's very involved in this story, and I think I blanked his name out, but at this point, like I said, I'm not gonna blank people's names out. I'm not. You either get a nickname or your actual name is gonna be said. But if your actual name is said, that means I don't have any type of beef with you or anything, so you should be happy. I'm not talking shit about you, I don't think, so you should be happy. But anyway, I met Tori and Tyler through Jean. I think I said that before, but I met them through her. And it's funny because I always end up being closer with those people than she does or than I am with her. So I think I said this before too. I lived in an apartment where it literally was convenient for everything, literally. And I hated that at this point, because that meant everybody knew where I fucking lived at, and I hated that shit, because when you're being actively bullied, you don't want everybody knowing where the fuck you shit at, and I hated that. But Tori, he had to walk up this way up the street. Like, we would walk from, like, I had to walk that way too, so we would walk up that, like, I'm about to explain this real complicated. We would walk both this way. I would stop in the middle and he would keep walking, because like my apartment was in the middle, but he would keep going up because wherever he was going was up there. And so he just like asked me one day, he's like, hey, do you mind if I walk with you? I was like, no, it's a free country. Like, at this point, the bullying wasn't horrible. It was not horrible, but we were tapping into that. So it was kind of easier for me to trust people. So I didn't mind him walking with me. I was just surprised that he asked, because most people, they were like, fuck you, I'm going to do whatever I want to do, which you can. But I was surprised that he just was very respectful. We got along pretty well. And so this became a point of where me, Anna, Tori, Tyler, and sometimes Jean, sometimes Erica, we would just hang out and, bullshit around. And so, yeah, we would walk home together, and we just, like, that's what we would do. And so Anna, one day, I don't know how the conversation came up, but she just asked me to basically put like a filler out there. She was like, I really like Tori, can you please see if he likes me back? And I don't remember if I told her that I liked him or not. I don't believe I did, or I thought he was cute. Let me say that. I literally thought he was fine shit. I don't remember if I told her that I thought that or not, because I felt like at this point, every time I would tell a girl that I liked somebody, all of a sudden they like him too, which he's not my property. These people were not my property. So you could like somebody the same time as me. It just felt really fucking convenient. Like, every time I would tell Jean, or every time I would tell Anna or Erica, or anybody that I felt like was my friend, all of a sudden they thought he was cute too. And it put me in a position where I'm on my Riley shit from Girl Meets World. I'm not gonna be the person to lose a friend over a boy. I'm not weird like that. So cool, you can go ahead and have it. I said Boy Meets World. I think Girl Meets World. If I didn't say Girl Meets World, Girl Meets World. Puts me in that perspective. Like, I was never the type to be like, okay, no, you like him, I like him too, we're just gonna have to fight over him or whatever. Because at the end of the day, like I said, not my property. And also, what type of weird bitch would I be to want to do that? Especially for somebody that's not mine, that doesn't belong to me or anything like that, whatever. And so I think I did not tell her. For what I remember, I don't think I told her at all, because of the reasons I just named. Like, it felt like at times they did that shit on purpose. Like, okay, well, you like him, I like him too. And I think they also knew that's how I was deep down as a person. Like, I would never let a boy dictate a friendship, so they constantly would do that shit too. But she had asked me to put a filler out there, and so me being a good friend, we were walking home one day, and this is probably going to be a very short story time, because I don't remember a lot from these stories anymore. Like, I'm getting to a point where trauma blocking is coming into play. But we were walking home one day, like me and Tori usually do. We walk together, whatever. And Tori had, we were talking. We were just talking. And I don't know how I slid it into the conversation. I don't remember how I did that. But I was just like, oh, I know what I did, but I'm like, why would you do that? Because, like, I'm not that type of person. Like, I'm very slick with it. I'll, like, if I'm trying to hook my friend up with somebody, but I don't know if the person feels that same way, I'll be slick with it to, like, throw little hints out there, but, like, not tell you that this girl likes you. But I'm pretty sure he knew already. I don't know. But I just came out and was like, oh, well, likes you. Ooh. I said this girl's fucking name. I'm gonna have to blank that out. But that's the first time I made that mistake. And I think since I said I'm not gonna say people's names, I think that's the first time I made that mistake. Oh, I'm gonna have to blank that out. Anyway, I'm like, Anna likes you. Can't believe I just said her fucking name. Y'all be lucky if I forget to edit that shit out. Well, not lucky, but it'll be funny if I forget to like blank that out. But I think I'll remember. I have OCD, so I'm very thorough with editing my videos. But yeah, I was like, Anna likes you, and you know, what do you think about her? And it kind of like got quiet for a little bit. Like he got quiet for like maybe about 10 seconds, and he was like, oh, well, I'm not really feeling her like that. And so it got quiet again for another 20 seconds from what I remember. And I remember in that 20 seconds in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, if he doesn't like her, I can't make him like her. That's why I always thought. Like, side note, because I love throwing side notes in there, with Jean, that was a thing. Like back in like 3rd and 4th grade, she was very aggressive. And boys, you know, can be victims too. Like, they could be fucking victims too. And I even knew that at a young ass age. You can't be overly aggressive towards a man. When a boy or a man tells you, listen, I'm not feeling you like that, and you keep being overly aggressive, also fatal attraction shit, that shit is not cute. Like, I had to explain that to her, because that was a lot of the reasons why boys in my grade did not want to hang out with her. Like, I would hang out with the popular boys because, like I said, I was a top boy and they liked hanging out with me. I like to hang out with them, and it was fun, whatever. And a lot of my friends were not as popular with them. And I would be like, hey, can such and such come sit with us or whatever, and they'll be okay with it, until it came to Gene. And it was one boy that I was friends with. His name was Malik. I was really best friends with him, and she had the hugest crush on him. She had a huge crush on him. And they were, like I said, they were fine with most people I would name. If I said, hey, can Nevada come sit with us? They were like, yeah, well, cool, whatever. Whenever her name was brought up, it was just like a hassle. But I understood why. Like, Malik would be like, listen, I wouldn't care if she wasn't like overly aggressive. Like, it's cool that she likes me, but like, she knows I don't like her, and she keeps pushing that. And so I had to tell her, I'm like, you cannot do that. Like I said before in my she stole my chips story time, I just remember her being like, she was very like insecure. I hope I said that correctly, or pronounced it correctly, let me say that. But yeah, not trying to talk shit about her, but she was that way. And she, you know, wouldn't know when to quit. And so in the beginning of our friendship, I really had to explain a lot of shit to her. And then also, this fucking Pink Wendy is getting to my head. I was gonna say in that story time as well, I said that I don't know about her whole life. She could have been taught. Like, I used to believe that people wasn't teaching their kids shit at home if they came to school and acted a certain way. And that's just not true, because we're humans. You could be taught something and go out in the world and do something totally fucking different and the opposite of what you was taught. So I was the type of person where my mom would jam shit into our head. She wanted us to repeat it back. Like, if she told us something, she wanted us to repeat back what she told us. Like, oh, don't get in random men's car. If they tell you they got candy or whatever, don't do that, whatever. Like, and we would have to sit there for 20 minutes repeating back what she said, because she wanted it jammed into our heads. You don't get in random people's cars. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if she had those type of conversations. I don't know her whole life. I don't want to sit there and talk about her parents and sit there and be like, well, they didn't teach her that you can't be overly aggressive towards men. But, you know, she was just overly aggressive, and that was one of the reasons why they were just like apprehensive, especially Malik, about letting her sit anywhere near them at all, which I understood. And so I had to explain that to her a lot of times. Like, you cannot do that. You cannot be overly aggressive towards men, because men have the right to say no too. Or boys. They were boys in this case, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. Y'all get the point. So that's how I felt in this moment. to explain why I just sidetracked it so bad. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, with Anna, I'm thinking to myself, like, I can't make him like you. You know, if he doesn't like you, then it is what it is. I can't make him sit here and want to be with you or anything like that. And so that's why I thought for them 20 freaking seconds. That's what I was thinking. And so after the 20 seconds, this man, not even, I can call them men, but whatever. I'm going to call them men. They were boys at the time, but I'm going to call them men, whatever. This man sat there and was like, but I like you though.
Well,
that's tea for me. Not gonna lie, it made me extremely happy because, like I said, the bullying wasn't getting terribly bad at this point, but it was tapping into that type of realm. It was tapping into that type of situation. So I was like, oh my God, he thinks I'm pretty. He likes me. Like, imagine 13 or 14-year-old Serenity. Like, imagine that. And so I was just like, oh, okay. And so we get to my apartment. He looks at me and he's like, I have to go to the bathroom. Now, when he said that, I didn't say nothing to him about liking me. I literally was like, oh, okay. I remember saying that because I didn't know what to say to that because, like I said, I'm fucking Riley from Girl Meets World. I don't want to let a boy dictate my friendship with somebody. And at this point, I thought she was my real friend. I don't know why I went like this when I say thought, because I really believe that. But I thought she was my real friend.
You are nothing to her. And she treats you like that every day. I don't say nothing because that's you.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Whatever the case is, I don't know what to do, you know. And if I would have fully went through with it, I wouldn't have, like, been with him. If it really came down to it, it would just be like, okay, you like me, I like you, whatever, and you don't like her, we're just not going to be together. Because like I said, I'm not going to let a boy dictate my friendship with somebody. I'm not that type of person. So ended up, back to what I was saying, he was like, I have to use the bathroom. So my mom wasn't home, but my mom was the type of person where she would do pop-ups. Literally, the days you would think she would be off, she would be at work, and then vice versa. So I'm like scared to let him fucking use the fucking bathroom because I'm like, what if she comes home? She's gonna think I'm doing something that I'm not, and my ass would have been grass on some shamar shit. So I went in the house. I looked around the house. I literally, cause I'm that type of, I'm grade A paranoid on some shit. So I went. I looked everywhere. I even looked in closets. And I know what you're thinking. Really? Yes, I'm that fucking paranoid. I'm not playing. So then I come back downstairs. I'm like, okay, you can use the downstairs bathroom. And so I stand by the door. So I'm standing by the apartment door. And this isn't an apartment where you got to walk up the stairs or nothing. It's just an apartment where that's your apartment number. You walk straight in. That's your apartment, whatever. So there was stairs inside the apartment, but they belonged to the apartment that you lived in. It wasn't like you got to go up these stairs, go up these, and then you get to your apartment now. So after he's done using the bathroom, he sits on the couch. That's when I'm like, hold on, what's going on here? I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And so I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I want to talk to you. At that moment, I knew, oh, you trying to fuck. That's what it's giving. You trying to fuck. And like I said, y'all, I'm fucking grade A paranoid. And at this point, I'm gonna sound like a broken fucking record, but the bullying wasn't getting bad, but it was tapping into that. So even though he was nice, even though he was great, I was friends with people or boys that were nice and great, and now they're treating me like shit. So I don't trust people at all. You think I'm about to, first of all, I just met you this year, and yes, you're nice and you're great, but I just met you this year. You think I'm about to lose my virginity to you on a fucking couch?
What color are my panties? What color are my panties?
Where I don't know if my mom is coming home or not. Oh, you slow. You real slow. Like, no. No. Oh, you slow as fuck. Like, imagine you go to school the next day and, because niggas back then, they couldn't wait. They couldn't wait to tell people, oh, yeah, I did this and that. And even if that did not happen, it's me. People are gonna believe that that's the case. Even if they know deep down in their fucking deepest, darkest fucking soul that they call a fucking heart, they know that it did not happen. They're gonna believe that because it's fucking me. So there was many reasons why that did not happen. Because first of all, I'm not a hoe. I just met you this year and I probably only known you for about 1 month, literally. No. So I'm like, what is you doing? I don't want to talk. I'm like, we can talk outside.
Come on, let's go outside. Go outside for what?
Because at this point, I was worried about all the other shit I just named, but my mom was gonna be worse than all that shit. Could you imagine?
Do you have children?
Like, she had put her hands away. She wasn't beating on us. Well, I won't even say on us because it wasn't me mostly. But she had not. I used to get whoopings. I used to get slapped every now and then. But yeah, she had not put her hands on me in years. That day, oh yeah, she would have brought out the fucking belt. Like, she would have fucking, like, went into the WWE wrestling ring and put back on her fucking belt and really wrestled my fucking ass. She would have came out of fucking retirement. No, I'm like, no, that's why I was worried about my mom at that moment. Everything else I thought about later. I'm like, oh yeah, what if he tells people? What if, you know, I'm not that type of girl, whatever. So I'm like, we can talk outside. He's like, but why can't we talk in here? Because we can talk outside. What the fuck is you talking about? Go outside for what? We gonna fight, like, literally. So he gets up from the couch. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna see you later at school. I'm gonna see you tomorrow at school, whatever the fuck ever. And then I close out the door, and in my head I'm like, what the fuck just happened that quick?
Cause I don't even know what just happened.
And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a bad friend. I hadn't done anything wrong, but in my mind I'm like, I'm a bad friend. How did it turn into me trying to hook him up with Anna to this? And so I felt like a bad friend. So I'm a timing type of person. Like, I wait until the timing is fucking right. Like, I will not eat until I did everything I needed to do for the fucking day. Like, I'm just that type of person. I'm very, like, OCD about it. I will not, like, just things. Like, that's just the way I am. I'm a timing type of person. So I waited to tell her. Not because I was on some secretive shit or anything like that. It was just timing. You know what I'm saying? So it gets to the end of the school day and she's with Erica. And so I walk up to her and I very politely, we're gonna take a drink on this one. I sidetracked by Bad Girls Club, I'm sorry. But we probably gonna have to take another one because this shit is about to throw me. So I tell her, I'm like, hey, I talked to Tori for you. He said that he is not, like, feeling it at all, whatever the case is. And I think she wasn't mad about that. I think she was like, oh, okay. The part that made her mad, which I'm going to tell you why I made her mad, because I know exactly why I made her mad. The part that made her mad was when I told her, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I told her the full story. Not because I was on some secretive shit when it came to that portion of it. Like, oh, I didn't want her to know how much he wanted me. But because I do not fucking trust people. And I was right, because this bitch was not my friend. And this bitch was not my friend.
Ain't that your friend? Ain't that your friend? Ain't that your friend?
At fucking all. And I prove it by what I'm going to tell you she said to me. So I was like, yeah, he told me he liked me. She proceeds to go the fuck off. Like, that moment she went the fuck off. She's like, bitch, no, he did not say he liked you, you ugly ass bitch. No boy in this school likes you. Do you hear how they talk about you, bitch? Oh my gosh, nobody likes you, whatever the fucking case is. And I'm looking like how fucking, her name ain't Judy, Trinity Stokes. Let me give her some respect. Trinity Stokes was looking on that fucking live when that girl, I can't remember the fucking girl's name is, that goes around pranking people on live, when she cursed her the fuck out. I'm like,
how long did it take to get that big ass head on top of your fucking forehead? Bitch, I'll drag you right out of the fucking house. Fuck you think you are. I'm gonna drag the fucking hoops off your fucking head. Fuck you think you are, ugly ass bitch. I really am fucking tired of you. How the fuck you even get on Casey Undercover, you ugly ass bitch? Really, to be honest, you fat ugly ass girl.
I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? I'm like, are you serious? I'm being a real friend right now and telling you the truth because I believe that you are my real friend, which you weren't, and you gonna go and degrade me. And the reason why she degraded me was because she is the type of person that wants me around because I make her look better. And I'm gonna explain that. I'm pretty sure people understand what I mean by that statement, but I'm gonna explain it for the people that don't understand. People that want you around them because you make them look better is like, I look prettier standing next to you. And this is not me being insecure. I hope I said that, pronounced that correctly. Again, like I said earlier. But this is not me being self-hating or anything like that. But I was starting to be actively bullied at the time. So standing next to me, boys are obviously going to choose her. People are obviously going to choose her. People are obviously going to want to be friends with her, hang out with her, whatever you want to call it. So standing next to me makes her look better. She's okay with me winning. She's okay with me being great or fabulous, whatever you want to call it, as long as it doesn't, mean that I come before her. She's okay with me, being second, as long as she is first.
Because you're jealous. Of Liberty Van Zandt? Yeah. You're embarrassed? You wouldn't be? What are people gonna think of me if Chris goes out with Liberty next?
Shit like that. That's the type of person that these people that I was friends with were. They love being friends with me for those reasons. Because I make them look good. It's okay. They're so supportive and they're so happy for me and it's so great as long as they beat me. The second that I beat them, oh, it's a problem because Serenity, you can't beat me. You're ugly, you're stupid, and nobody likes you and everything, but you beat me? It's an ego, like, crusher. So that's what she was feeling. Like, oh, this guy likes you more than me and everybody talks shit about you. No, that can't happen. Are you fucking kidding me? You're lying. You have to be lying because that can't be true, right? Stupid bitch.
Idiot bitches, and I'm sick of them already.
So, I don't know why, because I believe that he was going to lie. I believe that he was going to lie, so don't ask me why. If I believed that he was going to lie, why did I go and get him and ask him anyway? I don't know. But I took a chance. I'll just say I took a chance. I was like, oh, okay. I went and I grabbed Tori because he wasn't standing too far. I grabbed Tori, and I didn't even ask him before we got to Anna. I didn't. I waited until we got in front of Anna, and I said, didn't you tell me that you do not like her and you like me? And I fully expected him to lie. Once again, I don't know why I went and got him if I expected him to lie. But like I said, I just took a chance. I guess at the time I just took a chance. And he was like, yeah, I said that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, oh, okay.
And she was fucking quiet. And I'm like, no, bitch. Don't be shy. Pour some more. Don't be fucking shy. Don't be fucking shy. You was just talking all this shit about me and how I'm a liar.
Listen.
And how I'm this and that. Don't be shy. And it's fucking funny because I regret a lot of things I did, but at the same time I was a fucking kid. Cause I like literally kept being friends with her after that. And I do that because I literally was so genuine. Like, even after they fucked me over, because like I've said before, I believe in giving people second chances. Even after they fucked me over, I kept giving them chances. It was being real to them. I did not start being fake to them at all through this whole entire fucking traumatic shit I went through with them. Not once did I say, okay, I know you bitches are playing me, but I'm going to be fake to you anyway. No, I was real and genuine because I felt like I was actively losing people that I had known since I was in 3rd grade. So I was like, maybe if I'm nice to them, they'll come back. Maybe if I show them that I'm their friend, they'll come back. Nowadays, fuck that bitch. Fuck you.
You and the motherfucker once you rolled in on.
I was about to say something that's controversial, so I'm not going to say that. But yeah, it was just not it. It was not it. And yeah, she didn't have anything to fucking say. And after that, I don't really remember what happened. I think me and Tori, we would hang out every now and then. Oh, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I was gonna, like, it's so funny because I don't believe in retaliation. I didn't believe in retaliation back then. Now I do a little bit, but I also still be like, Serenity, remember your karma on some Squidward shit.
Don't say anything, Squidward. Remember your karma.
Squiddy, remember your karma. Like, I like literally be like, Serenity, don't do that because it's gonna come back to you. It is. So just don't stoop to people's level. But yeah, I remember thinking like, okay, bitch, you want to say this and that, fuck you and fuck how you feel, I'm gonna date him. And I liked him anyway, don't get me wrong, like I said, but that was a part of it. And I remember I was gonna tell him that, and then one day he just, because he was on a bike, so he would ride his bike. I forgot to mention that. So we would walk together, and then he would ride his bike the rest of the way. And he just ended up getting a bus. I think, from what I remember, he ended up being able to get a bus to where he was going, and so he stopped walking with me. So there was never a moment for us to be alone for me to tell him that. And like I stated in this video, I don't trust people at this point, so I'm not going to tell you in front of a whole group of people that I like you too. And then I don't think that would have went well anyway. We would have probably ended up breaking up because I was being actively bullied, and most boys publicly did not want to claim me. They would do shit in private, tell me how much they liked me, tell me how much they thought I was amazing and cool and awesome, and then in public treat me like shit. So that wouldn't have worked out at all, because I'm not the type of bitch you're gonna put in a closet and then when you're ready to pull me out. No, bitch. This is a fucking Toy Story, and I'm not fucking Woody.
Hello? Molly, stay out of my room.
I wasn't in your room.
Then who was...
So, yeah. But, yeah, I think he's got a bus, and I never got to tell him that, which is probably a good thing because, like I said, it probably wouldn't have worked out. And, yeah, Anna continued to be fake, and I continue to go through more situations with her, which will be displayed on here. Yeah. And I think, like I said, I think me and Tori, we continue to hang out every now and then in school, not like outside of school because he got a bus. But yeah, I just thought that would be fun to tell because it's just like, bitches love you until you become the most loved. Then they hate you. But yeah, hopefully I'll be back next week. Hopefully nothing else traumatic happens to me to where I have to take a break. Hopefully. But yeah, I'm about to end this video because I ain't gonna lie, the Pink Whitney hitting me, and I'm trying to think of anything else that happened in the story because I don't want to do any voiceovers to add or disclaimers or whatever the fuck else. I want to do a whole video where I don't have to do a voiceover or a disclaimer.
Well, obviously, that didn't apply to this fucking video because there's like 3 fucking voiceovers in this fucking story time. Love it. Maybe the next one. I don't know. All right. Back to the video because we're almost fucking finished here. Okay.
And I don't think I have yet to do one except for the first story time I ever posted. I think. So I haven't had that happen in a while. Let me see. Is there anything else I'm trying to think of in this story that happened? I'm sorry if I'm not looking at the camera a lot. I've said that before, but I look up when I'm trying to think. So there's that. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else. I think that was it. I think I'm Gucci. I think I'm gonna watch my season 10 of Bad Girls Club. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys so much. Hopefully I'll be back next week. Like I said, hopefully nothing else traumatic happens to me to the point where I have to take a break. But if I do, that's okay. Everybody needs a mental health break. I'm sorry I'm playing with my hair so much. It's not a conceited thing. It's just a fidgety. It's just, I like to fidget. So there's that. Like you see me looking down at this video, I'm playing with my rings. Like I fidget with stuff. But anyway, I love you, PoohBear Gang, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. A wonderful rest of your weekend because it'll be Saturday by the time you guys see this video. And bye. I forgot to say something. Also, the camera quality might be different. It shouldn't be too bad. I'm on my iPhone 11 instead of my iPhone. What iPhone is this? Let me see. Let me look it up. But it shouldn't be that different. I'm on my iPhone 11 and this is... Oh, actually, that's an iPhone 13. I'm on my iPhone 13, and this is an iPhone 15. So it shouldn't be too much of a difference. This phone is full of fucking storage. Full of fucking storage. I think I said that. The storage is full. The storage is full on this one. So that's why we're getting this right here. But it shouldn't be too much of a difference at all. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. So any of my videos, if the quality looks just a little bit different, that's why, because I'm filming on this phone now, because it has a whole lot more storage to play with, so to speak. But I love you guys so much once again, and like I said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Dear God, I'm about to get up off here. Y'all have a drink for me this weekend and have a wonderful weekend. Oh shit, I keep forgetting shit, y'all. This is probably gonna go in between the videos. I keep forgetting shit. I do. So if you see me mentioning something that I forgot and it's just like out of nowhere in the video, just know I just placed it somewhere that it made the most sense at. But I forgot to add symbolism. Like I said, I want to shut up out there. If y'all hear that, it's Bad Girls Club and it's them fucking God, it's construction. I'm gonna just say construction. I don't want to say blowing leaves because it's fucking winter, so I don't want to say that, but it's construction. Anyway, I always say I want to have a little bit of symbolism for these videos, and I think for the last maybe two or the last video, I did not have no symbolism, and I'm so mad about that because I could have the last story time was about a fucking gym, and I could have grabbed like a miniature like basketball or something. But yeah, I'm so mad about that. Ugh, I'm so mad that I haven't been doing that. But like I said, I be forgetting shit. I don't know what I want to do for this story time. What do you grab? I don't know if I have anything. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look and see if I have something that symbolizes what happened in this story time. Maybe a bike or a green-eyed fucking monster looking, because she was very much fucking green-eyed monster when I told her that Tori liked me more than her. Okay, so this is the closest thing I could buy. This is the closest thing I can find because I used to wear headbands this year, so I'm pretty sure maybe it was a white one when he told me that, but like this is the closest thing that I can find. I used to wear these literally. So yeah, sorry about last week. I should have got something, damn, and I should have got something this week. Maybe I'll plan it out in advance, hopefully, because usually that's what I do. I just forgot, but a lot happened and it's okay. So yeah, this is your symbolism. This is as close as I was gonna get to this story. If I find something different, then yeah, it'll go in the thumbnail. But all right, I'm about it.